Day after 28 people died in the Rajkot fire, Gujarat High Court had slammed the state government. The Gujarat High Court came down heavily on the state government. The High Court said we can't trust the Gujarat government. The High Court also said, were you sleeping for the last 4 years? Because remember, it's been last 4 years that the NOC for the fire safety was to be given to this gaming zone. The High Court has said that despite directives and 6 incidents have taken place in the state, people are dying. Remember, at least 28 people died in the horrific fire tragedy in a play zone in Gujarat. The fire was reportedly caused when some welding work was being carried out. As per the FIR, the accused persons erected a 50-meter wide and 60-meter long structure with height of around 2 to 3-story building using metal sheets and fabrication to create the gaming zone. They did not have proper firefighting equipment and had not obtained the objection certificate, no objection certificate from the local fire department, thereby endangering the lives of people despite knowing that in such a blaze, the structure could have caused death and injuries. I just want to, ladies and gentlemen, you see these 2 pictures on your screens. I want to just, I'll request our producers if we can play out this picture which you are seeing on your screen. The drone, in fact, has caught these pictures, and this tells you the extent of the damage, the extent of the criminal negligence that has cost the life of 28 innocent people. Remember, there were many kids as far as this blaze is concerned. Summer holidays, many of them had come here. Just look at the way the amount of area that this entire gaming zone had in fact taken over in this temporary sort of a structure which went up in flames in just a matter of few seconds. Let's also now play out for you some visuals that have been caught and are now going viral as far as the CCTV is concerned. Now, this is the structure that you'll see where the possibly the fire had started. You'll see the panic, in fact. Look at that. This is where the fire started. You will see a few people running around initially trying to control this, but there were no proper firefighting equipment to deal with this, and no training as far as the staff is concerned. Many staff members have also lost their life in this fire. Yashma Mathur is an advocate. She practices in Gujarat High Court, is joining me at this moment. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us here on NDTV. Let me begin by asking you, this is an absolute case of criminal negligence. The question then also comes out that for last 4 years, now it's easy to say and come down on the people, those who are owning this game zone. But the fact is that the municipal corporation, the fire department and many other officials are equally to be blamed for this, in fact, callous approach that has resulted in the death of these people.
Well, primarily, more than criminal negligence, I would say this is culpable homicide not amounting to murder, which is basically divided into 2 parts. One, where there is intention. One, there is knowledge. So in this particular case, all the concerned people, the authorities, people working in the gaming zone and even outside, they were well aware of the fact that there were no fire safety norms taken care of. The structure was faulty. The welding was done when there were highly inflammable products which were kept, which could have been averted if it was not kept. So in spite of knowing all these things, they did not take proper measures to solve the issues, and that is why it attracts the question of knowledge. They had knowledge that this can endanger the lives of public and the safety.
Can I also understand from you at this moment, when the High Court has come down so heavily on the Gujarat government, apart from the people, those who own this and were running this gaming zone, what kind of charges can be brought as far as the officials are concerned? Because we have seen this. I covered the Morbi bridge collapse incident as well. The municipal corporation, we could clearly see the kind of negligence that they have shown on their part. There were no checks and balances. It was just, in fact, allowed to happen. They allowed to happen, that tragedy in Morbi as well, and a similar situation here in Rajkot as well. Can these people also be booked? Can there be serious criminal charges being brought against them as well?
Absolutely, yes. The serious criminal charges will be applicable to everyone, including the authorities and the people who are dealing with these things. Also the authorities who have not followed the fire safety measurement, the measures, and the structural imbalance, the faulty structures which were created. Everybody will face serious criminal charges. And the Honorable High Court has come down quite heavily this time, saying that, as you rightly said, that were you sleeping for 4 years? And they have reprimanded all the officials that, in spite of giving repeated orders to carry out proper structures, they have not followed even for a bit. They have literally they have not taken care of these little things, and they have played around with the safety of the public. So the criminal charges will be applicable to everyone who's involved.
May I, before I let you go, ma'am, just, as from the point of view of the families, those who have not only people, those who have died, there have been many, those who are injured. Is there some legal provision that, I mean, of course, nobody can bring back their loved ones, but is there some legal provision that they can get some sort of compensation, or what are the rights that they can exert at this moment?
Absolutely, yes. To what I know, the victims, the people, the deceased persons have been charged to death, and it is gruesome. It is miserable. The families of the victims can approach the honorable courts to pray for compensation for the family. But as you said, the compensation will not be the entire, the only thing for them, because they have lost lives. But yes, legally talking, they can approach the courts for compensation and several other prayers.
Ma'am, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us here on NDTV. We'll leave it there. I just want to play out at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, what is the investigation? Where is the investigation heading? We spoke to the ACP of the area. Listen in.
जो मिसिंग पर्सन है उनके फैमिली मेंबर्स का हमने डीएनए सैंपल लेके मैच करने के लिए एफएसएल गांधीनगर को भेजा हुआ है। उसमें से अभी तक 4 लोगों के आइडेंटिफाई होके आ चुके हैं और उनके फैमिली को हमने डेड बॉडी सौंप दी है। बाकी जो भी जैसे जैसे आते जाएंगे रिपोर्ट्स, उस तरह से हम जो फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं उनके साथ कंटिन्यूअसली कांटेक्ट में हैं।
My colleague Paris is now joining us with more details on this story. Paris, the very heavy and strong words there by the High Court. But what about the families? Because we've been seeing reports of the family members still not being able to, in fact, identify or know the whereabouts of their loved ones. What is happening on the ground at this moment?
Right. So I will like to tell you first that the DNA sample was taken on the very day when this incident happened. By morning 5:30, 6 o'clock, this entire DNA sample was collected by the government hospital officials, and that was sent to Jamnagar for the DNA test. It's a very complicated process, so it takes more than 40 hours to exactly say who are the family members of the dead bodies, and also it takes a long process. It has 48 hours of normal time, but it takes more than 48 hours to completely test the entire DNA. So it is taking such a time, and the family members are still waiting for their loved ones who is now no more in this world. They are waiting for the DNA test to come as soon as possible, and continuously the families are waiting outside the crime branch, outside the civil hospital, outside the private hospital from where their family members, the dead family members were taken. So entirely it will take more than 48 hours to get the DNA report, and after that the bodies will be handed over to the families. So it's a time consuming process, and it will take more time. But in this entire incident there are major lapses which has come into light, where there was no NOC of fire, and from last 4 years continuously this TRP gaming zone was operating. Respected High Court of Gujarat has slammed the government of Gujarat and asked major questions that were you sleeping from last 4 years, that 4 years it has been and there was no fire clearance certificate, and still the gaming zone was operating very freely. They had also slammed the Rajkot Rajkot Municipal Corporation, and they had asked them to submit a report where they have to submit all the situation what has happened, because the Rajkot Municipal Corporation is as much as in frame right now, because they have to know all the situation what is going around in the city. So the respected High Court has also asked many questions to them. The entire hearing was for more than 4.5 hours. Now on 3rd, the report should be submitted to respected High Court, and on 6th again the hearing will took place. So there are many more things to explore in this entire case.
Right.
And one more important thing that we are just getting it, that the 3rd arrest has been made in this case. The partner of the first, the TRP zone, gaming zone, has been arrested by the Rajkot police and the crime branch, and all 3 accused will be produced in the court in some time. At the production of the time, the Rajkot police and the crime branch will ask the respected court for the 7 days of police custody, because it's very important to interrogate them, investigate more into this matter, because there were many lapses. One more thing is very important in this entire case: the 7 officials are being suspended by the state government, and 7 officials are from different departments. There are some from municipal department, some from police department, and one more important thing is that the license was renewed without any concern. So this is very concerning thing, because there is a protocol and process to renew your license. When this type
so what you're saying is that there are 7 officials from various departments, those who have been in fact suspended, but we'll have to wait and see. Is there some action against these people as well? Because no matter how you in fact play it, you can't, of course, the people, those who are running this gaming zone, are to be blamed, but what about the authorities which turned a blind eye? Paras, thank you so much for joining us.